All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at StopThePirates.blogspot.com. It's Sunday, 6/28, 2020. Anyway, I took a ride down to the beach today and I ran into one of these, the first one I've ran into, these Black Lives Matter protests. This was admittedly a smaller one in Orange County, California, down by the beach. Probably, I don't know, maybe 75, 100 people, just like standing on a corner holding a sign, waving a flag, whatever. Congratulations. You know, I don't think a lot of these people, these are mostly white people holding Black Lives Matter signs or BLM signs, would be out there on their own doing this if it wasn't, socially acceptable for them to do it. And what's funny is if you watch the local news here in LA, like KTLA or, whatever they are, they have consistently, I just monitor it, but on a daily basis, the leaders of Black Lives Matter, these two chicks, whoever they are, on every day interviewing them and how great it is and, what fantastic things they're doing. And these people are admittedly Marxist and they're communists and they're socialists and, they hate America and they want to burn it all down. And my only thought is, if you're out there protesting and it's like a state sanctioned protest, what exactly are you protesting? You can't be the counterculture and the establishment at the same time. So you're actually doing the bidding of the establishment by protesting the current system by a group of international bankers and multinational corporation heads that want to take over this country and enslave everybody. See, but most people, they can't think that the one step, they would be hideous at playing chess. They just don't get it. And then they wouldn't even do it if it wasn't socially acceptable. It was like, hey, everybody's doing it. Let's go out there and, get our fair share of abuse. And not that I'm anti-black or anything like that. I understand that. Blacks have been designated in this country as the permanent underclass to fill the prisons. There's more people in prison, or black people, men in prison today, than were ever enslaved during slavery. And then you're talking about racism. It's worse today than it ever was. By the same people that are telling you to go out and protest racism. You know what I mean? It's just that insane. But anyway, I was sitting there and I was watching. They don't even write Black Lives Matter. They just hold up signs that says BLM. And these are all white people in Orange County. And BLM, I thought, BLM, what does that remind me of? Oh, it's a government office called the Bureau of Land Management. Now, this is a lot of study that myself and people that I investigate things with on the internet have been looking into for a long time. Now, the Bureau of Land Management has a office, and the office of, where did I have this? I just had it. Shit. That's not it. Hang with me. But anyway, basically the title of this person's position at the Bureau of Land Management is Director of Human Capital, CAPITAL. The Director of Human Capital, not just human resources, but human capital. And if you go to Executive Order 13037, write that down. The world cabal makes money off of the use of your signatures on mortgages, car loans, credit cards, your social security numbers, etc. We are human capital. That's what we're designated as, human capital, because we have a monetary value attached to us. And you want to talk about slavery? People are more enslaved now than they've ever been. And not just are you a slave, but you're in debt. You're a debtor. I mean, the slave master doesn't pay all your bills and feed you and clothe you and house you. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Shit, I can't find it now. Unbelievable. Oh, can I find it now? Yeah, okay. Bureau of Land Management. Assistant Director of Human Capital Management. You can look this up. I mean, I'm not bullshitting you. 1849 C Street Northwest, room 5611, Washington, D.C., 20240. These people, this Department of Bureau of Land Management, is because human beings are considered, I mean, if you break us down into what we actually are, is mostly, dirt. Whatever you make up dirt, the elements of land. I mean, because we're drawn out of this environment that we're in. That's where our bodies come from. Yeah, but the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM, is definitely involved in our estates. And if we're working on filing what's called a writ of mandamus and replevin, and you can look those up too, but basically just saying, hey, we want our property back. And the Bureau of Land Management is acting as an intermediary to stopping us from get that. I'll leave a link down below, but I've got so much shit over the years that, I mean, I can show you the UCC1 financing statement, putting all of the citizens of the United States, they do this every 4 years, filing a UCC1 financing statement against us, taking out loans against us, holding us as where is it? The collateral for all these loans. Anyway, I'll see if I can find it. I'll leave a link down below. But BLM, that's interesting, isn't it? The Bureau of Land Management is an intermediary to holding the trust estate of all U.S. citizens. And we're working on, again, as I'm saying, we're filing a writ of mandamus and replevin with them to release the trust back into our jurisdiction. Go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thanks.